Blissy. Go find it. Middle. Good girl. Okay, legs. 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 Yes, good girl. Oh, good girl. Oh, oh, hi there. Who have we got on? Just give me a wave, say hello. Yes, Blissy. I thought we were going to be stuck inside today actually, because it's not very nice earlier, was it? So, although a little bit of rain, but it's obviously a little bit chilly. So I hope everyone's all right. And on this, so I'm just checking my mic's working. So if you can hear me, just pop some comments and let me know that you can hear me okay. I'm hoping I've got enough battery left on it for now. So yeah. Hi Linda, glad to hear that you managed to work through that little thing with the orientation from distraction with the food. So say really pleased to hear that. That was brilliant. So well done. I've got a feeling this camera is going to get knocked flying in a minute, because this is just absolutely tear-arsing around all over the place. So day 27. So we were looking at a nose touch or hand target or whatever you want to sort of call it. Now obviously they showed you a way in their video. I'm probably going to show you a couple of a different way of how you can do that as well, and I'll show you with Rebel. Rebel is probably a bit more advanced on this than Bliss in particular. So Bliss has done a little bit, haven't you, girl? But you kind of like licking the hand is her favourite thing. So this can be really useful as well, because it can also become part of your recall cue. So if you can't shout over to your dog, you can build this into being, you know, pop your hand out, and if the dog's actually looking over, you can pop your hand out. You can actually get some automatic returns to you because of the hand. So the presenting the hand becomes the cue. Because for a dog, a command doesn't have to be verbal, it can be physical. And for many of you, you might know this one. You reach down to your treat pouch and your dogs are instantly there. So that's where we start to know that the signal works. You know, you reach for your treat pouch, dogs are instantly by your side. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scoot you down so you can hopefully see. And I'm going to come down onto this level. So already you can see that Bliss is already interested in this treat pouch. Now the way that we were shown, oh hi Sylvia. So the way that we were shown on this was you almost position, if I can see, so position the treat almost sort of into your hand, sorry, like that. So you've got a good hold of it. And what that's going to technically force the dog to do is, good girl. But what I would do is definitely reward from another hand. So I've got the food there to tempt them in. Yes. And then reward from here. Yes. And then reward differently. So it's just a way of getting them to sort of touch the hand. So it's kind of yes and reward. Yes and reward. Yes. Now you'll notice that I don't move my hand towards Bliss. I am going to be moving my hand away, if anything. But there's a couple of ways that you can teach this as well. So rather than always having to have the food in that hand, you can, again, come down onto her level, have her in front of you. I know, you are so beautiful, girl. There you go. And all we do is we're going to position our hand down the side of the dog's face. So it's going to go, yes. And her nose is naturally going to investigate it. Yes. Although at the moment she is licking it, but we'll work through that as we go on. Yes. And then you can swap over. Yes. So I don't know if you can see that. So by moving your hand down to the side of her head, she's naturally turning. Yes. Yes. And then over time, once you've got them doing that for a bit, you can then start sort of, yes, creating a bit of distance. Yes. And then swap it over. Yes. Yes. Yes, good girl. Now Bliss is doing that because of, you noticed how she was just holding on to that, keeping her head onto my hand. That's more to do with the scent work stuff that she's done, but eventually that's what we want. The next step from that is getting some pressure put into the hand. So we're going to get them to kind of almost really hit the hand, and then we can do that from a distance. Okay, so has anyone got any questions on that? And then what I'll do is I'll bring Rebel out and you can have a look at Rebels. Rebels is a little bit more substantial than Bliss's, and I'll show you one neat little trick that you can do just as an expansion from the hand touch or the nose touch, because it doesn't always have to be with your hand. You can do it with a stick target, you know, you could do it very soon. There's a game coming up called the Wanger game, without sort of stealing thunder, you can actually manipulate this game into part of that game in a slightly different method. Oh, hi Janet, hope you're well. So that you can generally move this along into lots of different strategies to use for you. So bear with me while we go and pop Bliss away, and we'll go and get Bliss. Come here, come on, come pop it, come on. She's going, oh, I want to stay out. Here then. Here she comes a little. Come on, there you go. Oops. There you go. She's getting crafty now. She's stopping down by the camera and going, no, don't want to come. Hello fella, good boy. So, oh hi Christine. Oh, how's Canada? So there's my big fella. There's the Rebs. Hey buddy, good boy. So where you can move this to, I'm just gonna, so while he's at this level, so what you can do is Rebel, sit. So what you can do, so as we saw with the hand, you can actually convert it to a, oh, hold on. Oh, give me all your tricks. Good boy. The trouble is with Rebel, I will warn you about this one, because Rebel, sit. Nearly. You can do it quite hard. So you can, oh, don't fall. So I have had on occasions where I've not, yes, Nikki, just in time to see Rebel. So yes, so I have done this on certain occasions where he's caught me off guard and he's hit my hit my lips so hard that I kind of catch my teeth on the inside. So please be warned, if you're going to try that, I take no responsibility for any action. Okay. Okay, I don't know what's, someone shouting in the background. There you go, up on the, doing some work up there. Yeah, it is. It's quite nice now. It was horrible earlier. It was chucking it down. It was miserable. We were out in a little bit, throwing the rain about and doing a few other bits and pieces. But it's quite nice now. It's not too bad. So with Rebel, let's go and have a look at the hand touch again. I'll just lower it down to there, so hopefully you can see. Probably should spin it round onto the other camera, but just let me know if you can't see that too well. So Rebs, come here. So again, what we can do to start with is you can train it several ways. So as I say, you can put the piece of food in between there and grip, so they can't necessarily get it, and you can, yes, and then I can reward away. Yes. But what I can also do is sort of, again, the same principle of by coming down to their level and just popping the hand down, yes, down the side. And you can see how he's looking for the treat at the moment, because I've got some treats in my hand, but it's just hand down the side. Yes. And then I'm getting a slightly longer nose touch. But if I want to swap hands as well, yes. So again, down the side. So yes, good boy. So you can see he's trying lots of different things, but if I want him to go harder like that, then I can just keep going. Yes, good boy. And again, that's where we get more sustained nose touch. So they have to keep their nose on your hand for longer. But what we can also do is bring Rebel over here. Okay, sit. And then as part of, apologies, I forgot to turn my notifications off. So what we can do is I can just go, yes. So you see there, I use the hand as a method to call him. So I didn't say anything, just put my hand down. Okay. Yes, Janet. Yeah, when it catches you unawares, it comes a bit keen. So I'm just be warned, safety message and all that, you know. So Christine, I have difficulty with, I take it you mean frustration. In what? In that they keep sort of trying to, just bear with me, I'm just going to pop off my notifications. There you go. I won't necessarily get disturbed. Oops. Give me a second. There we go. Turn them off now. Hopefully I won't get disturbed. So, yeah, what sort of frustration? The dog sort of giving you signals or just trying lots of different things? Because that's what I'll get with Rebel. He will try and work out what he wants me to do. But again, if I just bring that down, Rebs. So again, I can just then go, yes. So hand at the side of the head will just naturally get him looking at it. And then your reward for the touch. So yes, good boy. And then you can start going a little bit further away with it. So instead of it being right by the side of his head, yep, you can go, yes. So he has to move over to it. Yes. And then again, yes. And you can start pushing it on so they've got to traverse over. And then you can build up into that time where, okay, sit. Where then you can just come over to here and you can just go. See, so I'm just pushing it now because I'm wanting him to keep going for longer. Yes. Good boy. Good boy. There you go. Okay. So that's where you can traverse to, but it does take a little bit of time. Initially, we're just looking for them to touch the hand. The one sometimes with the treat in the hand will help you get that that consistency of them staying at your hand for longer as well, because you're not going to release the food until they've been there for a while. Good boy, Rebs. Good boy. So, does that make any sense? Anyone got any questions? And you can see what it looks like. I'll bring Bliss at him and try and do it with two dogs. It just doesn't work. It's just carnage. Be nice if you could teach one to go to the right hand and one to go to the left hand. Now that would be worth trying. But naturally they will probably end up both wanting to go to the same hand. So has anyone got any questions on nose touch and what that looks like? Good boy, Rebs. Come on, hop it up. Flying dog. There you go, Rebel. Let's have Rebel in shot. There you go. Yes, good boy. Seems though he's trying really hard. Keep going. Yes, good boy. Well, challenge me to do both dogs or both hands, one on each hand. Yeah, thanks, Nikki. And to be fair, doing it with Rottweilers is always much more fun. So let's have a look. So Christine, oh, what we got? Just check some, what comments we got. Okay, Sylvia's off to try, so you've mastered middle, brilliant, okay. And Christine, so just getting them to do, oops. So just getting them to do duration on the touch, do you find that they just keep touching or will hold? Will hold, sorry, I don't know if I just quite understand what you mean. So with getting them to do duration on the touch, do you find that they just keep touching or will hold? Oh, so really all I want them to do is I just want them to, once I've faded the food out of the hand in position, then I'm just going to sort of try and keep them there. Now, if you've got to keep going cue, you can use that. But if not, I'm just going to reward every slight little bit of duration. So again, if I can just kind of, if I show that, so just if you expand on your question, if I've hopefully understood that right. So Rebel, come here, thank you. So the idea would be initially, I'm just going to be rewarding for, yes, very quick. So just a very quick touch. Yes. Yes. And then over time, I'm just going to be going, see, because he's automatically looking back to the treat. Yes. So if he stays on there for longer, but if I want him to be specifically on the hand, see how he pushed in then? So I could have rewarded that, but it's just represent. Can you think you can see, hopefully? Try and push him back a little bit, I know. Good boy, good lad. Just maybe out of shot with that one, so just bring him over here. Good boy, Rebs. So he's licking the hand at the moment, so. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Yes, good boy. And then just build from there. Okay. Yeah, so Christine, what you're trying to look for is them just keeping going and just trying to reward that extra little bit of time on your hand. So yes, so you might count to 1 second and reward for 1 second, and then Rebs, come here, and then it might be 1, 2, yes. But if he comes off, then I'm just going to withhold the treat and see if he goes back. 1, 2, yes. Okay, so I'm just going to edge it up slightly. Yes. And then see how long, but I'm trying to get him before he breaks if I can. So I want to reward him before he comes off. So it's trying not to edge for too far. Rebel can go for quite a while with that. So, hey Rebs, keep going, because he has a keep going signal. So keep going. Keep going. Yep. Keep going. don't want you to lie down, so keep going. Licking the crumbs out of my hand. But if he goes to lie down, I can just move away. Now I'm just pushing that on quite a lot, but again, bring him back. Come here. Keep going. Yes, good boy. And then give him a successful one. Okay, just bear with me. I missed a question there. So keep the nose there. Okay, yeah. Does that make sense? Hope so. Right, let's just go and get little Madam out. Come on, pop it. Here she comes straight around the camera. Yes, girly. Okay, so you can see if you've got two dogs, so it gets really hard. So, so they both come in, you can go, right. Come on, Bliss, touch. Keep going. Touch. Yes. Not perfect, but you know, somewhere near. Touch. Touch, Bliss. Rebel, touch. Rebel's like, I'll give you everything. Oh, I'll do roll over. It's not what I asked for. Come here, touch. Yes. So you can see whenever you add more complexity, I know. Touch. Come, touch. Touch. Good boy. Touch. Bliss is going, no, I want that treat. Touch. Yes. Good boy, good girl. There you go. So there you go, Nikki. A bit of an attempt with two of them. You see, it's really difficult. I mean, it'd be nice, yeah. I might have to train one to the left and one to the right, and then hold both out. But Rebel is a big predictor of the food reward, aren't you, buddy? So, anyone got any questions? But if you haven't, then let's get some videos popped up. As I say, we've got that specific group that you can go to. Just pop some videos now. You can just post them on the main page, and let's just see if you've got any. Thanks, Nikki. Yeah. Always do that on a live. You know, try something you've not tried before. And you can see that it doesn't just happen, you know, it can be messy at the start, and it's just something you have to work through. And it can be hard. I'm sure you've done this as well. Well, I'm not saying you have, but with me, it's kind of, I almost kind of want perfection straight away, because my dogs do so many things so well that you do something like that and it's very easy to go, you should be able to do this. But you forget that, you know, I train a lot of things individually and then try and train them together. So we trained the boundary game separately and then did it individually. We trained the door protocol individually. Did I just say individually and separately at the same time? What I meant was individually and then together. It's late on a Saturday afternoon. So I train everything kind of one-on-one, and then I try and train them together. Oh, thanks, Jane. Yeah. Which bit gave you the most laugh? So, but you can see that trying to train something together, even with two dogs that can do things separately, yeah, it adds another level, and they're then in competition a little bit with each other and what they would normally do. And then when one gets it right, the other one's off doing something else, and then the other one gets it right and that one's doing something else. So it can be really difficult, and you just have to kind of, well, like Jane said, you know, you just have to laugh, because you're adding complexity that we don't really see. I always kind of liken it to, you know, if you're bringing up kids, you know, if you try and train one or try and do something with one, add the second child, and all of a sudden everything goes a little bit pear-shaped and attention and focus alters, and that's the same. So it is important that, particularly in multi-dog households where it's not optimal to try and train all together. I'm sure anyone who's got multiple dogs has realised that already. It can be quite difficult. So yeah, separating it out, but sometimes it's nice to have a go, even if you just show yourself up. So yeah, have a practice. You know, don't look for too much duration. That can come over time. Rebel can do a bit more of a sustained. Bliss is more, well, again, it's a spaniel thing, isn't it? You know, she's just so busy all the time, so her head will go on. With the scent work has helped because that sustained signalling on a scent tin has helped. But yeah, it takes a while, because even on the scent tin, that took me a while to get that sustained scenting and signalling, and just holding herself on the coin and then on the tin and then on the Kong piece, and then trying to build distraction, because if a leaf blows past her, you know, that's the hard part. So with her, your attention span, you don't do bad for a spanner. She's not too bad. Brill. Right, any final questions? And if not, I will go and let you enjoy your Saturday afternoon. Just if anyone's interested, we're doing a live on Monday evening, just where we're talking about, well, we're talking about separation anxiety, but more geared towards the end of lockdown, when potentially we're going to be free and we might have dogs that have got so used to us being around. So we're having a little discussion about what we can do today and for the next few weeks to try and protect our dogs from suffering with a little bit of separation. So that's on Monday evening at 7 o'clock. If anyone wants to jump along and join us, just be giving you some tips, hints and things, and some of the things I do. I mean, I do work from home, so I am here, but obviously a lot of the time I'd be going out normally and doing consultations at different times, and obviously because they've stopped, I'm here a lot more. So it's about trying to figure out a plan and a strategy where I can still maintain my dog's independence while I'm here. And it is important because, you know, depending on how long this lockdown goes on, the longer that we're at home with the dogs, the more that then becomes learned normal behaviour. And then a sudden change when everything, I suppose the only good thing is that we're probably not going to get a sudden change. It's more likely going to be a phased approach. So that may help. But ultimately, if someone gets told, right, you can now work and you're now back at work, it's going to be quite tough for the dog and quite challenging. And it could be that you're lucky enough that one person may still be at home and while one person goes out. So there's a lot of complexity, but it's certainly a topic that I think we need to think about now and start preparing our dogs for. So that's on Monday evening at 7 o'clock. If you're interested in just coming along for a little bit of a chat, it would be great to see you all there. Other than that, I say this will be uploaded to Facebook anyway, and will be added to my YouTube channel. So anyone who wants to jump on there and catch up with the challenge, or even if you want to go back and have a look, they're all up there on the YouTube channel, so you can jump back whenever you want. And then I think that's about us done. So I hope you enjoyed that and found it useful in terms of just a couple of different ways to train it. But it's really powerful, really good stuff. And it's a great one if you've got a dog that is definitely not, sorry, excuse me, definitely not trying that with my two together. No, Linda, I think that might be... don't get me wrong, I would probably pay good money to see that video, because I can imagine what it would look like with your two. That would be good fun. But yes, probably for safety's sake, try it individually. But the reason with the nose touch and the hand touch is a really good one for anyone, if you know anyone that has dogs that maybe resource guard. It can be a good way to get them away from something if you can put some value into it. I mean, obviously they're not just going to do it straight away, but you can then start presenting the hand and they start coming over to you. So if they would normally guard the sofa and you want to go and sit down because someone's on there, you can do the hand touch, the dog comes over and then you can go and sit down, because dogs will only guard something when they're in position. It's highly unlikely that if you were to walk to the sofa, and please don't shoot me down, because there will always be that one case where if you're walking towards the sofa, a dog shoots out the kitchen and comes at you, you know, but they're not the norm. The dog normally would guard from being in position, and as you approach it, that's what you would normally get. But the hand touch can bring them away from it and just give you a nice in without having to put any stress on the dog, any stress on you. So it's a really powerful one. I think it's really worth putting some practice in. Be great to see your videos, and enjoy your Saturday, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 28. Take care, guys. Thanks ever so much.